Alright, it's past life story time. Your guy, Shaman Sean here once again. Welcome back to another great video. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button down below and click on the bell icon so that you can get future notifications when I upload videos. That's right. If you're interested in my health coaching, hit me up over at icoach4health.com. You can find my contact information and reach out to me. Appreciate all you for watching, and let's get started. Well, the reason that I bring up the past life stories is to give you guys inspiration, encouragement, to let you know that we have the opportunity to come back here and correct our mistakes, because time really doesn't exist outside of our perceived reality. And if we choose to, as a soul, to come back here again and correct our karma, correct our mistakes, we can do so. I think that people that have deja vu and premonitions and many dreams like that of being here again, or I've done this before, are really here again, and they just don't fully recognize it yet. And for me, as I got older, and the older I got, 26, 27, 28, I ended up having more and more of them. So the story that I want to share with you today was about my car accident. Now, I used to drive a Nissan Altima, and it was a really nice car, 2005, just a fun ride, a nice rice burner, but what a lemon that thing ended up being. One day I was driving out in Dakota. And as you know, in Dakota, the roads get pretty icy, and if you're not careful driving, you could slide into the road and get into a car accident. Well, one brave morning, I was getting up to go to work, and I was rushing on my way to work, and I unfortunately decided to not slow down early enough, and I slid into the intersection near my home, and I ended up getting hit on the front, the driver's side on the left, and I smashed my head over here into the centered pillar. Hit my head really hard, gave me a absolutely cracking headache. I got hit by someone doing about 35 miles an hour, and it ended up totaling out the vehicle. It did a major damage to the car. I ended up having to get a replacement vehicle, and what ended up happening was I was in so much pain. I was in terrible pain. They called the ambulance. They took me to the emergency room to make sure I didn't have a concussion. They ended up finding that I didn't have a concussion, but I definitely had a bang to my head, and that there was a lot of swelling and inflammation, and my low back hurt really bad from the accident. And thankfully I had insurance, and I was able to cover that with my insurer. But I've really got to tell you how this went. They picked me up, they put me in the ambulance, and they immediately rushed me to the hospital. They called my emergency contact at the time, which was my father. And what ended up happening was I stayed overnight in the hospital. I obviously didn't sleep well because the nurse kept coming to check on me every 2 hours throughout the night to make sure I was still doing okay. But I was in so much pain, and they injected me with pain relieving medications, and they gave me a oral medication for pain relief, but it barely helped. The following day, I was released from the hospital. My dad had come pick me up in his Chevy Malibu and drove me back home, and I had post-traumatic stress disorder after that. I was terrified to get into a vehicle and drive ever since that. And this was in my past life. That accident shook my world. And I got to tell you, if you are driving a vehicle, you need to be paying very, very close attention to what you're doing, especially in the winter, especially around other drivers. It was a huge regret for me because when I went through my life review, I really got to see how much it upset and hurt that other person. It hurt me. It damaged my life, because every time I stepped in a vehicle after that, I was afraid. I was always scared to drive the car. I was always worried. And when other people would drive, I'd be just as concerned, because when you're afraid of getting into an accident again. So it really pulls you out of living in the present moment, which we need to be living in. So my message to you is this: whatever has happened in your life, please let go of the fear of the past. Do not worry about the future and live in the present moment. Continue to work to correct your mistakes if you're having things like deja vu, premonitions, fears. We have the ability to collectively change the future of the world, of our lives, of our relationships with others in a loving, harmonious way. And this time, as I got closer and closer to the point of where I got into the accident, every time I'd go drive my car, I knew I was getting closer to that point. And I got to that day. I knew it was the day that I had gotten into the accident, which was just a few years ago. I think it was about 3 years ago, somewhere in there. And I didn't tell anybody about it because, I mean, this is crazy stuff for the average person to conceptualize. And if you want to learn more about this, I recommend you check out Dolores Cannon, Garnet Schulhauser, check out Anthony Peake. There's many great authors that cover past lives, people that have had near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, that have had the sensation of being timeless, the sensation of seeing a higher perspective. So I came back, I reincarnated into this life again to not repeat that mistake along with many other mistakes that I had made. And this time I did not get into the car accident because I was a very careful driver. And I did not slide out to the road. I ended up selling the vehicle without it getting into an accident, and I prevented that other person from crashing into me. So I encourage you to go out there and do your best every single day and love yourself, love life. Enjoy life. Live in the present moment. Because when we begin to shift our collective reality together, when we come here to correct our mistakes, we really can create heaven on earth. This is an important message for you to hear. And if you haven't checked out my last video, I just did a video on how I ended up crashing someone's hard drive, but I corrected the mistake in this lifetime. So I've got many more stories to come for you, to share with you guys, to teach you about how I've corrected many of my mistakes in this lifetime. And I've come here again and again to learn, to share my experiences, to help others grow, and to know that everything is it's really okay. It's really okay. And when you go to the spirit world, there are no secrets. There are no secrets. You can see other people's lives and see how they lived it and what they thought and how they did. It's not like there's no how do I put it? It's not like a privacy issue because there is no judgment on the other side. You're not judged. The only person that judges is yourself, and you judge your life based on your life review. So when you go through the life review, it's important to understand that your life review is there to teach you how you did and how you can perhaps do better next time if you didn't learn all the lessons that you came here to learn and to share with others. So I hope you enjoyed today's message. I send you my love and grace. Appreciate you. And again, leave a comment down in the comment section below if you've had deja vu, if you've had premonition experiences, dreams, if you're interested, if you've got authors you'd like to share with me, or if you're interested in maybe doing an interview with me. Let me know. I love it. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to smash that like button, and we'll see you again in the next one. Take care. Peace.